Hello, hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to explain what is Active Directory in Windows Server 2022. So let's get started with this video. Now here is the content what we are going to learn in this video, that is introduction to Active Directory domain services, that is called ADDS, Active Directory certificate services, federation services, RMS rights management services, and the LDS lightweight directory services. So let's get started. Now here is a question, what is Active Directory? So a collection of services in the sense is server roles and the features used to manage the identity and access for and to the resources on the network. So what are the resources are connected? If you want to manage the centralized, they are the Active Directory will help you. So you identity in the sense is your username, your devices can be your laptop, desktop, tablets, so all things, and your printers and the other things, everything comes under the identity. So if you would like to manage your user laptop, desktop, all these devices in a centralized solution, so Active Directory will help you in that to manage your the identity and the users. So now here is a feature about your Active Directory domain services. So how it will help you to manage the internal accounts like the usernames. It will help you to manage authorization. It will help whether a user is authorized to access the data or not, and the authentication, whether you are the right person to access the data or not. Now, the federation service, it help you to network access for the external resources like you're the outside of the company resources. The certificate services, it will help you to generate a certificate to create a connection in between your servers and the clients. Lightweight directly, it will help you in the application template. And the rights management services, so under the Active Directory you will get a features for the rights management services, so that will help you to protect your content security and the controls in the sense that you are the authorized user to access the data or not, and what are the control you have, like you can access the data read only mode or you can modify the data, so that all things comes under your the Active Directory. Now here is a Active Directory that is managed your identity, that managed your access, and it's a centralized management solution. So that's all features are comes under the Active Directory. Now let's go for the Active Directory rules. What are the rules comes under the Active Directory? So it is a first main role is a ADDS, Active Directory Domain Services, and how it will help us. That is help us to manage the users, computers, your laptop, desktop, VDIs, tablets, all things comes under the computers category, and the policies. So you can manage the policies with the ADDS. The second feature is a certificate, so that will help you to manage your service, client, server, and the user identification. Your federation service resource access across the traditional boundaries. So that this FS role federation service will help you for this to create a boundary that you can create your the resource boundaries and set it a boundaries for your identity and the resources. RMS resource managed, it maintain the security of data, so you can protect your data. Only the authorized user can access that particular data. If the user is authorized, then only can access. So you can put the security layer and it will provide protect your data by the RMS feature. And here is a lightweight directory services. Now let's move it to the what is ADDS, Active Directory Domain Services. As I explained you about the Active Directory services, it is a centralized solution to manage your identities in the sense user, computers, your printers, and all these comes under the identity. And what are the features? when you are in the server, so you can manage the profiles, network info, printers, and the shares like share folders. Windows user, so it will help you to manage your account informations, privileged profiles, and the policies. Windows client, it will help you to manage the profile, network info, and the policies. Network devices will help you for this config, QoS policies, security policies, and inside the applications, that will help you to server config, SSO, app specific directory info, and in the email server for this mailbox information and the the address box. So all these comes under all these features what very in very short I explained you, that is comes under the Active Directory services. So overall, if I can say, that is a manageability who with the Active Directory services you can manage your identity, you can provide the security and the interoperability. So you can interoperability, so you can provide a security, you can manage, you can store the information, you can manage your printer, shares, computer, laptop, desktop, so it can do the number of things, and that is for a centralized solution to manage your the identities. Now what does ADDS do, like what Active Directory Domain Service will do? So it's a scalable, it's a secure and the manageable infra for user and the resource management, so that will manage your the user and the resources like your computers, your printers, your shares. It will store the information and store and manage the information about the network resources. So Active Directory can manage only if you are part of that particular domain, so a workstation it won't be managed. Provide support for the directory enabled application like the Action servers, and allows the centralized management. So as I explained you, Active Directory is a provide a centralized solution for your all identities like the user and the computers. Now ADCS, Active Directory Certificate Services. So that's feature what it will do. It will help you to generate a certificate that is used to create a connection in between your client and the servers. And it's depend on what type of certificate you want to use it. So with this ADCS features, you can generate a certificate, and that certificate will generate like a PKI, public key infrastructure certificate. So PKI is a set of hardware, software, people, policies, procedures need to create, manage, distribute, and overall, let me explain you this story. So whenever we are building any infra, so we need a certificate to communicate from your client to the servers, and that certificate provided by the CS certificate services that comes under the Active Directory. So what is that? That is a and entities user and the computers, and then it will go to the certificate repository, certificate revocation repository, and then it will go to the certificate signing request, and then it will go to the certificate retrieval, and then it will go to the certificate revocation list if you want to revoke that certificate. So that's how the certificate services will work. I will explain you in the coming video in depth about the certificate services. Now what does ADCS do? So this certificate services, what it do, ADCS provide the customizable service and in issuing and managing the digital certificate. So by using the certificate services, you can issue a certificate, you can generate a certificate, and you can manage the certificates. It's a certification authorities, that's called CA, and CA web enrollment like certificate authorities, web enrollment, online responders, and NDES server network device enrollment services, certificate enrollment web services, and the certificate enrollment web policies. So that is all features comes under the ADCS, Active Directory Certificate Services. Now next is for ADFS. federation services. What exactly it will do? A software component that facilitate the across organization cross of the system and the application. So what is trying to say, like you have the two domains and you would like to be create a trust relationship in between one domain to the another domain, or like I can say the two companies you have, one company to another. If you want to build a trust relationship in between that, so ADFS will help you. So this is a one domain account federation server and the resource federation server. So this is a one company, I can say this is a one company, or you can say this is a one domain and this is a one domain. So it will create a trust relationship by using the federation service. Now, what does ADFS do? So the ADFS server role provide a specified security identity federation and the web single sign-on, that's called SSO capabilities. Enables and the creation for the trust relationship in between two organization, as I was showing you here. So it will help you to create a trust relationship, that's called a federation trust in between two companies. Now provide the SSO, that is a single sign-on between the different directories on the web applications. So federation service will help you to access from one company to another company data. Like that's the situation comes when a one company own the another company and immediately you cannot change everything. So you can use the federation service to build a trust relationship in between both the domain. Now, what is the RMS, ADRMS? That is called Rights Management Services. That will help you to protect your data, and whoever the authorized person that only can access that particular data. So RMS managed this RMS Rights Management Service will help you to protect your data, and only the authorized user can access the data. Suppose you have a share folder and your some confidential information of the document is stored there. So everyone cannot access the data, only the authorized user can access the data. So that's type of security provided by the RMS or rights management services. Now how it works, so this is the information author, so here is your the information, and if the user is requested, if this user want to access, so how it will work, it will go through the RMS server, and the RMS server will check whether the user having proper rights or not, or is it a authorized user or not, and then user can able to access the data. If user is authorized, then only user can read the data. If not, that won't be allowed, it will be access denied. Now what does the RMS do? So rights management service, what it do, allows individual and the administrator to specify permission to the document. As I was giving a scenario, if you have some important document, workbook or the presentation is stored in a location, so everyone should not access the data because it's a confidential. So you can protect your data by using the RMS service. So only the authorized user can access the data. So it's a prevent sensitive information from being printed. So user cannot print it, either cannot forward it, or cannot copy, or cannot by the unauthorized people. So unauthorized people can't do anything with your data. It's a secure. Access and uses the restrictions and enforce no matter where the information is located. So it's not matter where you store the location, but it will provide the restrictions to unauthorized user. Now let's see the LDS lightweight directory services. So it's LDS is a hierarchical file based directory store. It will store your the files in a hierarchy, and the LDS is both the directory information resources and the services that make the information available and the usable. So that is making the hierarchy for your file based directory. What are the features we have inside it? So it will help you in your in terms of the Windows user, the account information, privileged profile policies, and for the network it will help you for in the config, QoS policies, security policies, in the application server config, sso, app specific directory, and in the emails, the mailbox information, address book, and all these features are managed by the LDS, lightweight directory services. So that I can say in the short, it's a manageability, security, and interoperability. Now let's see what lightweight directory services will do. So this is a LDS is a protocol that will help you in the directory service, that provide the flexible support for the directory enabled application without the dependency of the domain related restrictions, and the provide directory services for the directory enabled application without uh, in occurring or the overhead of the domain and the forest. No requirement for a single schema thought out a forest. So that LDS, lightweight directory access protocol will help you in that. So guys, this was a short introduction about the Active Directory. I will be coming up in the next video how you can install the Active Directory, how you can work out in the Active Directory. So please keep watching my video, subscribe my channel, and see you soon in my next video.